All right, sixth grade. We are going to be digging into our next work with literary elements. And what we're going to be digging into here with lesson number 5, let me fix my mistake there. With lesson number 5, we are going to be digging into the focus of character, especially character traits. Now, as we get into character traits, what this is dealing with is what makes the character, how we understand, how we describe them, who are they, how are they. Because sometimes when we talk about some words, when we're creating character, we're trying to figure out, all right, we know maybe the basic types of word is that, all right, my character is happy. Okay, that's great that the character is happy, but are there better or stronger emotions to that happiness? Is there some more positive way to be able to be more expressive in understanding who these characters are? So what I need is this. If you have not done this yet, I need you to pass out the following pages here. It's going to be titled Character Traits. There'll be one that says page 1, page 4, and then the other one which will be page 3 and page 2. Now, to make certain we know what we need to do, we need to go to that 5th page, is where we will begin with character traits. And we are going to be cutting out what's going to be kind of a tabbed work. So on page number 1, what you are going to be doing is you are going to cut out the big box with the soccer player. Okay, the big box. Then you're going to also cut page number 4 out. But make sure as you go through, you see the big box, right? Big box, okay? But make sure that you go around the positive negative tab, and also make sure you go around the more traits tab. So let's pause the video teacher at this time and let's cut those out. All right, make sure as you have this, you're going to have your papers here. They need to be in order, so make sure this is page number 1. We'll set that up to the side. The other one we just cut out, which was the more traits in positive and negative, that is page number 4, so make sure to put that to the side too. So as we get to page number 2, make sure for yourself as we're going, you're going to cut out the big box, but happy, sad, mad, make sure we keep that to one side. Lazy and hardworking, okay? We're going to put that to this side for page number 2. When you go to page number 3, okay, make sure big box, but then the tab where it says nice and mean, that goes here. And then smart and silly, we put that to the side there. Okay? So we're going to cut out pages 2 and 3. So teacher, if you could please cut that out at this time, that would be fantastic. Thank you. Pause the video. All right, so make sure for yourself here, we have pages 1, 2, 3, and 4 now cut out. Page 2, just make sure if you're not sure, happy, sad, mad is at the top. And then page number 3 has nice and mean, smart, and silly. So now what we are going to do is we are going to get into the actual gluing into our work. But before we do that, at the top of the page, we're going to write lesson 5. And that is going to be character traits. I'm going to add something here just so we know what a trait is. We're going to add the definition trait. How someone or something is described. Again, a trait that is going to be how someone or something is described. First step that we will do as we are creating kind of this tab booklet here is we are going to glue down page number 4. So make sure with page number 4 it has positive and negative. So we are going to glue down that one first. So teacher, you can pause it and then I'll show you the next 3 pages. All right, so you should have page number 4 that is glued into your notebook itself here. So for the positive and negative words here for these traits, now we're going to take the one where it says nice and mean, smart and silly. So on the left side it says glue here only. We'll make sure that we understand that's pretty straightforward. So we're going to put glue for our glue stick right there. Then we are going to put the page number 3 right on top. And we can fold that over so it's kind of creating itself. We've done in other projects before. And then for page number 2, do that same where it says glue only here. We'll put happy, sad, hardworking, and lazy down here. And then one more page. Let's fold that one over first just to make sure that we have that where it needs to be. And then we have the last one, which is the cover for character traits. And then fold it over. All right, I'll give this as a moment for the teacher to pause this just to make sure that everybody is on the same page for our booklet for character traits. So please, teacher, pause it at this time. All right, our last task that we will do for our literary element with character traits is we are going to need one of these bad boys. We're going to need a highlighter. And what you're going to do is you're going to open up each page, and I want you to highlight words that you find are the most expressive for yourself. Now, keep in mind, I want you to include at least 3 in each of these sections that you feel describe you best. I'm not saying that you're not hardworking if you put some lazy down, but I want you to put down for yourselves, highlight 3 words in each section for both happy, sad, hardworking, lazy. Then on the next page, nice, mean, smart, silly. And then I also want you to do that same thing with positive words and then also negative. So I'm going to talk about myself here. And I'm going to describe myself here as jolly. I'm going to describe myself as chipper, because I got that coffee in me. And then I'm going to say upbeat as well. Now the teacher might disagree with some of those, but that's okay. So let's look at the sad ones that I have here. Lots of great ones here. Some days they can have that too. I'd say for the sad or mad, I'd say sometimes it would be depressed. It's a good way to describe me. Troubled. Probably be another good one that would describe Mr. Drews fairly well. And then probably, I'd say moody. It's probably another one that, just in case I have a bad day or some bad days, that's probably a good one for you. Maybe you are finding some of these very familiar for yourself or not. I'm going to do the same thing with hardworking. Some descriptions for here for hardworking. I'd describe myself as passionate. I'd call probably intense at times, probably a good descriptor for me. And then I would say ambitious probably would be another one to do. I have a lot of those, I think, too, but I think those 3 best describe me. When I have my lazy days, I'd say neglectful would be one that would describe me. Indifferent probably would be another one if I'm not feeling well there. And then maybe inattentive There's probably another one to describe you. Maybe you have some similar to me, but yours might be different. Then turning to the next page and describing oneself here. For nice, I would say considerate. That'd be one that I would describe myself as. Inviting. And probably another one that I would say would be nice. I'd just say that I would say that I'm charming, but that might be focused on myself for too much. I'd say helpful is probably what I would describe myself as nice. Now, mean, that would definitely be, a lot of those can really pop out for me. I'd say if I'm mean, I think being difficult, being a difficult person, that probably describes me pretty well. Rude probably is another good one if I'm not having a good day. Rude is probably a good one. And I'd probably even describe myself as selfish sometimes too. Looking at smart, and maybe some of those that you have are very similar. You only have to highlight 3. You don't have to highlight the thing. Then if I'm looking at myself for smart, I'd probably say, clever is probably how I'd describe myself. Intelligent, not being, just understanding, just describing how I think. And I think bright. Now, I'm going to say, I'll say bright. Then silly, probably describing me. Thinking of this one here, frivolous probably would be a good description of me. Blunt, probably too blunt sometimes. Then I'll just say crazy as well, because I can be a little bit crazy too. And then the last thing that you'll do is you're going to look at the positive and negative words here on that last page. And keep in mind we're working on describing oneself here. So let's look at just 3. Go for 3 for yourself. We're aiming to how to describe ourselves with our own character traits. I see a lot of great ones with positive here. Interesting, some of these. I would say confident would be a positive way of looking at myself here. Courageous be another one, and probably adventurous be one to describe me. And then for negative here, I would definitely describe myself sometimes as impatient. I definitely struggle with that here. Looking at some other ones here, anxious, that's definitely a good descriptor of myself here. And then probably the last one I'd take a look, I think I'd be stubborn. I can't argue with that. So make sure as you're closing up this, we're using our highlighter, we're looking at character traits, finishing this up, how someone or something is described. So as you're looking at this, kind of wrapping up character traits, we're going to start using that and seeing how this applies to Roy Eberhard, to Dana Matherson, to Mullet Fingers as we're looking at the book Hoot. So we're looking at character traits. So do your best to highlight those. And once you're done with that, we're done for class for the day. So thank you all for describing yourselves the best you can with character traits. Have a good rest of your day.